I'm Marcel. You're watching The Pulse. This is a big one, guys. This is a big show. Why are we talking about NMN again, Marcel? You said you weren't going to do it. Well, I wasn't, and I definitely toned it down. However, the last video, I kind of kept pressing the issue. Instead of twice a week, I've been doing like once a week. And I've kind of been putting my toe in the water. And then the last video about David Sinclair blew up, got 30,000 views, and I've started to see cracks in the pavement in the case against NMN, which I want to get into today. It's kind of two stories at once. We're seeing crackdown on NMN companies, and we're seeing some cracks in the case against NMN, FDA, and Metro International Biotech, also from David Sinclair. Last video was about David Sinclair. I want to respond to some of you who are big fans of David Sinclair. Again, this isn't about Sinclair bashing, as some of you want to call it. This is about bashing this concept of his, that he should own NMN exclusively. And it's a form of vitamin B. I've made that case many, many times, but let's not muddy those waters. I'm grateful to David Sinclair and his contributions, but he's caused significant harm. Now, right now, this happened last week. So I don't know if their funds have been released again, but PayPal froze $300,000 of assets from an NMN company while they reviewed their account. And apparently, and this mercantile services issue with supplement companies has been widespread. And companies that sell NMN are having trouble charging. It's slowed down their orders, it's slowed down websites, and this disrupts the supply chain for NMN in a much wider way. Now, those funds could have been released again, but apparently NMN is on a U.S. bank's do not touch list. And we've seen this play out. And this could explain ultimately why Amazon, Walmart, and hence YouTube with some of their ads have backed off of this because they are leaving themselves open to the FTC getting involved. So they don't want to charge for a substance that isn't being sold legally. And this is causing disruption. Now, if you look just simply over the past 5 years, NMN went down in price every year until a year ago when these letters were hitting widespread last October, where the FDA responded to the NDI, the new dietary ingredient notifications. They're sending these letters out in response to different companies who were lobbying to sell NMN, essentially. They were filling out the paperwork and doing it properly, okay? And they were told that NMN does not meet the definition. We conclude that NMN is excluded from the dietary supplement definition, and they named the code. And in all of these letters that went out, I believe there were 4 of them, that went out to various companies, they used the same verbiage. Now, one of the cracks in the case, besides David Sinclair admitting that there's precedent with NAC to have a supplement that doesn't meet the definition and technically still be sold. And through this provision, NAC is still being sold, even though it supposedly didn't meet the definition. Now, we're 1 year in, and NMN is still being sold. And the prevailing wisdom behind this is that FDA doesn't want to involve the Justice Department in an effort against NMN. Like, it doesn't meet the standard for them to go to court. So they've been looking the other way. Now, recently, the last NDIN, and these are all publicly available documents, right? This went out to Malaga Imports, and they changed their wording. They acknowledged the citizen petition submitted by Natural Products Association, Dan Fabricant, and ANH, Alliance for Natural Health. They acknowledge it in the FDA's recent NDIN, and then they state, our decision on this pending citizen petition will directly affect our response to NDINs for the use of NMN as or in a dietary supplement. So they've changed their language. They no longer say it doesn't meet the definition. They're saying they're reconsidering. And their decision on the citizen petition will instruct them, will inform their further decisions on the molecule NMN. So we've got banks cracking down on the charging of NMN. We've got the pricing frozen, which is actually a good thing. It hasn't gone up with inflation everywhere. We haven't seen NMN for the first time go go down, but it's stabilized. Now that's only part of the picture because NMN was this close to distribution with two multi-billion-dollar entities. They were about to have NMN in every grocery store in the United States, and I'll talk more about United States versus the rest of the world in a moment. But they were about to have NMN anywhere you could buy collagen. Essentially, you would have probably found NMN. It would have been that widely available. And imagine what that kind of scale of distribution and manufacturing would do to the pricing on NMN. So those of you that say, well, FDA and David Sinclair haven't impacted NMN, absolutely they've impacted the pricing and availability of NMN, beyond a shadow of a doubt. We would have had NMN way more, and that's why they made the move when they did, because this was about to be out big time. And imagine the outcry from the public then had they pulled it out of the grocery store shelves, right? Everyone's saying, why? It's popular. It helps people feel better. Why would you remove it? You would have just had more people like myself talking about it because it would have been so widely available. Now, why does this matter to the rest of the world who can still buy NMN? First of all, you're paying a lot more for your NMN than you would be had the FDA not written these letters and taken these moves. NMN is harder to find, although you can find it in the rest of the world, but it would have had a ripple effect. Your prices would have gone down, your availability would have increased as well. NMN would have been in more foods. They were looking at putting it in coffee. NMN is going to go into foods, into the food supply wider once these hurdles get cleared. I believe these cracks in their case are going to make NMN more widespread. But we are at a critical moment. And that's why there's a legal fund that Natural Products Association is collecting from its members to litigate this as soon as they get the opening, as soon as FDA's fingerprints are on some action. And they seemingly are already very close to taking legal action, although they say no action has been taken. They say that as well in this letter. So they're very clear to stay clear of litigation on NMN. They don't seem to have the stomach. Now, I also have surmised in the past that Metro International Biotech isn't well funded enough to fund the legal effort. So if FDA is saying to Metro International Biotech, hey, you have the most to gain here, you need to pay, you need to lawyer up. And if they don't have the funds for an expensive legal battle with the supplement industry, then that could explain also why we're in a limbo state. Why we've seen no action. Now, NMN is still available. You can find it. Matter of fact, Do Not Age now has U.S. distribution. This channel, so to disclose fully here, is an affiliate for Do Not Age. Now, I receive a little bit. I've been offered much, much more with other companies. I don't hold that against Do Not Age. I'll tell you, Do Not Age does a lot of research. They've driven the pricing down, and I'm comfortable with them. I was looking at another company very closely to add to my affiliate program with discount codes. And I did some trial ballooning with that company. And frankly, I'm sorry, the customer service, the supplement shipments, it paled in comparison as far as accuracy, as far as ease of use. It paled in comparison to what my viewers are getting with Do Not Age. So it felt more and more like a money grab on my part that I just wasn't going to sign up for. So I remain loyal really to you guys and to tell you that, if you look at 10,000 people have taken NMN and from this channel and other various supplements, and I am hard pressed to ever find a complaint. People are happy with them. I'm happy with them. So I'm marching forward. I'm probably one of the few supplement influencers out there with only one company that I'm aligned with. I think there are probably other good companies out there. I found one I thought was going to be the right one, and it just didn't work out. So I hate to air the laundry out there, and I want to disclose that. If you use my code ThePulse at Do Not Age, you're going to get pure NMN. You're going to get what you order. You're going to get it in a timely manner. You're not going to get bombarded asking for your information is not going to be compromised. They're not going to, hey, will you write a review for us, right? Will you write a review of our products, right? They're not going to badge you for that. And I know because it's not just me getting their products, it's very close family, immediate family. Like for me, NMN doesn't get any more personal than the NMN and supplement story because I have close relatives who have their own set of health issues, okay? And they're ongoing. And they're looking to me and they're saying, wow, you're doing so great. Should I take any of this? And so it's not just the channel. It's very close relatives and friends. And we had one at our house today, a close friend of my wife's here in Germany. Still takes NMN, resveratrol, and some other supplements from Do Not Age. She takes them all the time and tells everyone about them and looks to add other things. Like she's so happy and healthy and she's lost weight and she's fit and she's really enjoying it. So I see this on a personal basis all the time and not going to muck that up over a bit of money. So there you go. You do support this channel when you use that code. And that's enough for me, right? I'm happy to be here, happy to be talking about NMN still, and happy to be beating the drum for the other supplements. I'll get more into an update with my stack. I know those are always popular. I appreciate those of you that wrote to me and said, hey, keep going. It was very inspirational for me. And I was frustrated, and I remain very frustrated, like with the banks. Like it's like every week or two, there's another shoe that drops. First it was Amazon, then it was, Walmart, then it was YouTube. Now it's the banks, now it's PayPal. It's just on and on and on. It's like they're using every lever that they can except the court system. They want to avoid that one like the plague. And I believe they're very well aware of who is on Team NMN. Like, I haven't kept it a secret. I've named some companies. And they're very aware of this, and they seem to be avoiding that court date, so to speak. So NMN's still available. Unfortunately, not as widely as it would have been. It's still impactful. I don't know who's behind. I'm going to dig into some of the recent research that's come out that's debunked some of the NMN results because it's just, I haven't paid it any attention because it makes no sense to me. Because, like I said, myself, my relatives, my close friends, they love NMN. They're taking NMN and resveratrol and TMG and other things and doing fantastic. So I don't know who's behind it. I always question, like, what's their motive? Okay, somebody comes out with something against NMN. Well, what's their motive? Are they pro-NR? Are they promoting something else? What's behind it? And usually there's something there, right? There's usually some reason. I'm telling you, I made a video with my before and my after picture because of my results with NMN, and I'm here 2 years later. I'm feeling as energetic, as focused, and positive, and fit. More so, every 3 to 6 months, there's a distinct improvement in my conditioning, in the way that I feel that I look, the way that I sound, the work that I get done, the fitness that I get done. I'm faster in my run times than ever. I'm playing better tennis than I ever had. I'm doing more. I'm up to 70 push-ups every couple days. I never did numbers like these before. So I'm completely content with NMN, and I don't really pay attention to the naysayers out there because they seem to all have some kind of agenda, and it's just not my thing. So lots more to come. Heading into a great time of year. I love the fall. I love the winter. I love it when it cools down a little bit and you can wear jackets and get outside. And maybe because I work out so much and it gets hot in the summer doing it outside. But I love this time of year, and I have a lot of energy, and I have a lot more to come very soon. Keep watching. Thank you.